everyone, my name is Katasha and welcome back to Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. Oh, we didn't know! Remember, I was doing so good. 12, 22, 32, 39. Dang it. Right. I was in here. The ghost Lokman. Lokman is no more than a billy goat. I needed alcohol.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvelous?
Yes, we're an electrician.
Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer. When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Oh boy.
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring. I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. It was an electric glass washer.
Uh-oh. What the fuck?
I couldn't see anything.
I got...
It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
I gotta get this working. Ow! It walks so slow. No.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free
Bloody
half
hell.
pint to that man on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Ugh.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Quiet, Stark. So is he gonna help? He said there's a flashlight. I couldn't find a flashlight. I could not see a thing.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
No.
Look, I gotta be going. I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Nope, nope, nope. My mic is apparently picking up really weird noises. I just noticed this now.
It was impossible to return.
Yeah. I don't know why my mic seems to be picking up weird noises.
Now I could see. I spotted
Ah.
Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
Jesus,
Whatever you
McGuire.
was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserve
Aw.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
it. Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Oh, they're dripping.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Ew. But we need this.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
Okay, anything else I can do down here? Nope. Guess we go up here. And we go up. And we go climb, climb, climb. And we go over. And goat's still stuck. And we go over here. And we go blah.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Pick it up,
I
please.
eased the solid piece of plaster from
Thank
the
you.
sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And we go boop and boop.
I placed
Oh, it didn't. There we go.
the hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
And then an opening of a secret doorway. Well, Nico would be impressed. That evening, back in Paris. Nico! Sorry, I like Nico. I hope George does come over. Okay. That's doing a blink-a-blonk.
I had messages waiting to be played.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing. But I couldn't just let her die.
Oh, please don't tell me Imelda dies. Imelda dies, doesn't she? We don't get
I
that.
arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Then why walk? Oh, I love these games.
Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that. The intercom system wasn't working. Bad sign. Somebody had cut the wire.
Gonna get in how Mr. Mimey got in. Exactly like how Khan got in.
Fixed tight. Presumably to stop critics stealing it. Who else would want to? I unhooked the first wire.
That's so weird. Like the physics on that, I didn't realize it was gonna go.
I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
Yeah, no, it won't. Because we're gonna go push.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
True, come on.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it. No.
A squished bullet casing for the win. Okay, calling from Ireland drunk. Hilarious.
My God, I'm too late.
Oh, Imelda, you may have been a bitch, but
Imelda.
no one needs to die.
No. Nico? Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. How absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes.
Poor Nico.
I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
She was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
Yeah, now we're gonna look at the dead
Even
body.
in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace. I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key. I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Well, that was a quick thing. The only thing I know about that would need a tiny key is this elephant thing, which I tried opening a little bit ago now.
In the dim light, a small it was a... Oh, chère
Oh,
cousine.
shit.
You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
I thought she was just about to start talking about the box. But she's talking about the bug. I am so sorry about that. That's what I get for jumping ahead in my own mind.
You don't scare me. Espèce de...
I am so sorry about that. I thought she was yappering about the box. Well, she noticed the bug, got rid of the bug. I am so sorry. I am a dork. I am a derp. Derp, 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 derp.
The box was carved.
yeah.
The elephant on the lid.
We know about that. This is why I wanted this.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside. It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box? I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come. Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you are really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No, they'll just give you a phony job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda, suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all.
That's the thing to find out about your father.
He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
Poor Nico.
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George. So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
He got drunk
Not
after
much.
all.
I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead,
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem.
Okay. Kind of looks like we're not going to get anything else on here. How do I...
There's but the reflection. A knight with the knights through my teaching. There's a guy working.
What are your plans?
I want to find out. All I've got. Do you want to look after the gem?
No, George. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Okay, well,
I can't sit
guess
here all day.
we're
Much
heading off
as I'd
already.
like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rousseau has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Aww. Nico's so nice.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Canchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
I guess we're back with George? Yeah, we're back with George. Okay. So let's go to the museum. He's still not here. Okay. Then I have to go to the police. Rosso isn't here. This is interesting.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Interesting.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
We're getting information.
Because
This
he
is
lived
rather
in Montmartre,
interesting.
I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Yes, that's totally what it was.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
See you later,
Okay.
Sergeant.
We got a new place to go. Haha, hospital. I clicked that, by the way. I clicked that. I know I did. And rolly goes my chair.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Good, I suppose. And I guess we just go in. Scroll, roll. The fuck a duck.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This
I
is
don't care.
important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
You're in a
The
hospital.
well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death.
Yeah.
That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's
Interesting.
employers are?
Certainly not.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Let's go through
Do you
all the
recognize
stuff
this red
just
nose,
because
sir?
we can.
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
If I were you, I'd have the sample analyzed.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
Sacre bleu! That's exactly what I needed in my last operation.
It is?
I had to improvise with a knitting needle and a couple of corks. If only you'd been on hand at the time. My patient would have given his right arm for it.
Have you
I
ever
feel
heard
like
of
he's
the
making
Club
that up.
Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Look at this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval type gemstone.
Yes, so I see. Remarkable.
I have to take this gem to Marquet. He might be able to explain its significance.
My dear chap, Marquet has other things on his mind right now.
Like what?
His catheter, for one.
Thanks for your help.
Guess we'll talk to receptionist.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plants. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to
Okay.
see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Do I lie?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm his long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Interesting.
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has
Fair.
Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
Sorry.
Can you think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
Ew. Wrong grace.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
Have you heard of the Club Alamat?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it?
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Oh.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
So, on the left, just this one?
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow. Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Okay.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah?
I'm confused.
What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through.
Do you know
I don't
where
want to
I'd find
know.
a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
There.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Bloody
Take a look
hell.
at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's. What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Okay.
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
Do you recognize
I think this
matchbook?
guy is a bit of a
You
one
should
of those.
never, ever play with matches.
I know that, but...
People get hurt when they do. They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
Yeah.
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Hey, we're here.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Okay, so she won't let me in.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
Why?
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Nice! We are now a doctor. Wahahaha, we are now a doctor.
Good afternoon, doctor. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident.
Oh.
A silly stunt involving a unicycle.
Oh.
His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
That looks like a weird thing from like maybe Ratchet and Clank.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Okay, why didn't that
Thank
cry
you,
out?
nurse.
Au revoir,
Weird.
monsieur.
He's bed number 3. I don't know why he's waving up.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
I mean, fair.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
We go through all
Do you
things.
recognize this red nose?
This has become like
Doesn't
a
that
very
belong to
redundant
Boissy?
thing.
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Have you any idea what this is?
Wavy, wavy.
No.
Wavy, wavy.
I wouldn't even like to guess.
So I'm just seeing this guy. Once I have my mouse back, we're seeing this guy wave over and over.
Maybe not. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not
First time he says
man,
no.
Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called
Who
Merlin?
would have thought?
No, Doctor.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
That's not how you do it. That is not how
Seems
you do
fine
it.
to me.
You're not doing it right.
I'll come back later.
Doctor!
What?
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
So if I try this again and he does the same thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Oh my god. Get the hint that I don't care.
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Okay, for some reason I'm going to try one more time. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get through.
You haven't finished taking my...
Yeah. Ah!
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Okay, looks like I can't even do that.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything
Okay.
about a patient named Marquet?
And no, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I
Get
can't
Dorky
wait to get my
here
hands
to-
dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
We go through
this
the thing
false
again.
nose
We go
mean anything
through
to
the
you?
thing again.
No, it doesn't.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint. Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Well then.
No, sir.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
See you later.
Right.
I'm not
Hello.
exactly sure what I'm meant to
Oh,
do.
hi! No whistling, right?
Right. Are you having trouble with Mr. Shiny?
Yes, I am. I don't know what's got into him today. He keeps pulling his plug.
What's the problem with Nurse Grendel?
She's uptight and twisted on account of a broken heart.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought she was just plain bad-tempered.
That also. By the way, sir, I wouldn't stand too close to Mr. Shiny's grease valve. If he has an emission, it'll take the shine clean off your shoes. Say, nice sneakers.
Thanks. See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
I don't know what I'm meant to do.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
You haven't finished taking my
Fuck!
blood pressure.
I don't have the thingy anymore.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
Oh, it's but
I'll come back when you've...
Eve. Oh, hi, Curie. I didn't realize you were in here, dude. Ah! I've now got a cat on my desk. Oh, come on. The mouse keeps switching last frickin' second.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Keep it safe until I think of something. See you later.
Right.
I don't know what to do.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him? He is fresh out of medical school. It will
Fair.
open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Okay, so if I just go in here. I don't have Bunny. Curie, you're being a pain. What the fuck is he?
Hi, it's me again. I'll come back later. Hey, Benoit.
Bunny.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Yay! Fucking finally.
I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Curie has fallen asleep on
I
my leg.
have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Okay.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Yeah,
well,
that's
I've
what
been
you have to do.
institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Don't get cute with me.
Don't get cute.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Satan's bottom.
I hate to say it, but you could be right. Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection? No.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds Middle Eastern.
Are you Thomas Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No.
Then you won't be needing this.
He's
Catch you later,
being a
officer.
pain.
Au revoir, Doc.
Oh my god, he's been beaten to hell.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it
Oh
over
god,
with.
Kiri.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lamar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grand Master. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as for Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
Of the what?
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter. The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Uh-oh.
Stand back, monsieur.
Hey, running! Frozen. There we go. Back in Nico's apartment.
Hello, George.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of
that's
the
a picture.
Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild,
Hashiashin, I
staring
like that.
eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
Okay.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Mou? Oh, were you referring to Andre?
I'll let you work it out.
Okay. Oh. We got information, at least. I was ordered out by the doctor. Well, he wasn't a real doctor, then he murdered Marquet. These people don't joke around. That they do. That they do not. Thank you. Hi, I wanted to save. But that is all the time I have for this episode. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm hoping you're enjoying this adventure as much as I am. So think about it in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time in the next video. Oh, stream. Yes. Curie says bye as well. Bye.